Hey, I'm Jill Attender. Welcome to my channel, So That's How You Do That. Today's video is going to be different than any video I've ever done. I am actually going to share with you my struggle. Now, what I'm talking about is I took on a project, a bathroom, and now I have never did anything with a ceiling before. I scraped the popcorn off a ceiling, and I also used a paint sprayer for the first time, and I gotta tell you, the struggle was definitely real. I wanna share with you in this video some of the struggles that I had and what I learned along the way so that you don't have that struggle. So it's gonna be through the eyes of a DIY or a beginner instead of the eyes of a pro, where maybe you don't get the info that you might need because we're too busy as a pro trying to make it look like we know what we're doing and we never make a mistake. Let's quit talking and let's go see how the struggle was real. Let's watch. Okay, so we're in a bathroom here, a real small bathroom, not very big, maybe a 7 or an 8 by 6. So we don't have too big of an area. It does say to do this in 4 by 4 sections. So I'm gonna try to split this up into maybe 3 sections here. So this is the first time I've used this paint sprayer, so it's a good thing that I'm doing this with this first, spraying water. I did realize that I had the unclogged method going. So it was shooting a little bit more concentrated water than it was that second time when I went over it and had it switched over to the correct setting. All right, let's give this a try and see how she works. It's looking pretty good so far, isn't it? Just wait. It's about to take a turn pretty quick. Yep, there it is. So after I sprayed the ceiling, I did wait for about 60 seconds before I started scraping, maybe even a little bit longer, you know, before I got to some of the other areas. It is important that you do get the ceiling wet and wait for it to soak in a little bit. I pressed a little hard on one spot and took off a little paper, but this is just a popcorn ceiling removing tool that you can get at Home Depot. I'll talk more about it in a minute. I think, like anything, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but now we're just going to use our basics bag, our plastic bag, like a Home Depot bag here. And then this thing came with these clips. So these clips right here just go right on the edge here to hold the bag. Put all these clips on the front. I don't know where else you're supposed to put them. I just put one on the back here in 2 different spots. So the bag's holding on there. I don't know. This, I'm not sure. I've never used it before. I just thought, wow, this would be awesome if I could do this and not create a huge mess. So I thought I would try it. Let's go try it out. And what I'm going to use to spray the ceiling is my paint sprayer that I have. So I got this filled with a 5-gallon bucket filled with water. And we're just going to spray the ceiling using this. You can use like just a regular spray bottle. You can also use like a garden sprayer to spray your ceiling to get it wet. Just like a taping knife here, so I'm just cleaning that up a little. And the bag's open back here, so I'm just gonna dump that real quick. Right in the bucket. I already emptied this once and I caught a lot of the stuff in here. I'm going to show you the floor. Still leaves a little bit of a mess. Of course, I'm a rookie at this too, so I might have made more of a mess than I needed, but I would still say you would need to cover the floors if you're going to be working in a finished area. I'll just take these clips off and then we'll just throw the bag away. Now that the bag's not on here, I want to show you. So this actually comes to the edge and then you can just push in and it will still go all the way to the edge. That tool that I was using to scrape the ceiling, I felt like it was kind of awkward to use. I don't know. It was nice that it didn't make that big of a mess, but I feel like I also didn't get my ceiling very well because I couldn't really see what I was doing. So it goes a lot by feel. That's why I'm saying it felt kind of awkward. Now, yeah, I had the stickers on there and stuff still, but that really didn't affect it. There was still plenty of blade showing, so the stickers didn't get in the way. But I also did things like tear the ceiling, paper a little bit. So now I'm going to have a little bit of work to do to touch that up. Not that that can't happen if I would have just used a drywall knife. So now I'm just going to go through, I'm going to try to fix up all the mistakes that I made and also clean up the spots that I missed. Right here I missed some, so I'm just going to spray that again. Now some of this I could just sand off too, but I'm just going to try to scrape off as much as I can first. So I don't know, doing this for the first time, it's not difficult, I don't feel like, but it's not as easy as you'd think either. Like around the edges and stuff. Getting that stuff clean. So I think like with anything, a little bit of practice, after you do it for a while, you'll get better at it. Obviously, I need some practice. So I'm gonna get sanding now. I'm just using a pole sander here. Nothing too fancy. So one thing I've noticed is you don't want to press too hard on this, otherwise it just digs. Once you get the momentum going, it actually starts to go pretty smoothly, but you press too hard and it just wants to dig, so just go really lightly. I'm not a guy who's done a lot of sanding on drywall, so this is all kind of new to me, especially a ceiling. Yes, the struggle is real. I wanted to share this with you because I want you to see that, you know, this is something that I haven't done a lot of, so I'm really a new DIYer to doing stuff like this. Yeah, I've finished some walls and things like that, but never a ceiling. And this isn't as easy as the guys make it look. I'm out on the job all the times because I set tile. I see the drywall guys, and they make this look so dang easy. But the good news is I'm starting to get the hang of it, and I think you will too once you get going. Okay, so I'm all done. I'm going to do some touch up now. I do want to say the shoulders. This is hard on the shoulders. I do really respect you drywall guys out there. Now, it might have been easier for me not to use a pole in such a small area because I felt like I'm in a small area, so it's a little more difficult to learn how to use this, but I don't know, for a rookie, I got it done, right? So just expect some of the same if you've never done this before. It takes a little bit of getting used to. Drywall guys, especially you tapers, you have my respect, brothers and sisters. All right, I'm just gonna mix up a little mud. I don't need too much. gonna go around and fix up some of these spots that I messed up. We all have our favorite channels that we watch, but since I've been working on the bathroom here, I kind of ran into a guy named, well, his channel name is the Vancouver Carpenter. Now that guy speaks DIY. Wow, is he really good at explaining how to do taping, and just a lot of great info on there. I would just urge you to check him out if you have a lot of taping or drywall to do. Check out the Vancouver Carpenter. I know Jeff over at Home Renovision talks a lot about sheetrock and taping and stuff, but this guy, the Vancouver Carpenter, he's the man. Now, the thing I got going for me is that this ceiling is already done before I scraped off all that texture. So I just need to go around and fix the spots that I messed up while I was taking the texture off. Otherwise, this would probably be a pretty miserable task. And just like floor prep, there's an art to this. So it takes a little bit of getting used to before you get good at it. Which I'm not yet. So look who's finally getting used to using the pole sander. Wow, I didn't think I'd catch this. Now, it took me a little bit, but I am starting to get used to it. By no means am I a pro, but I am finally feeling like I was using it the correct way with the, you know, using the longer part of the rectangle to do the majority of the sanding. So yeah, well, off to the next thing. All right, that's it. I'm going to take a light, go around, see if there's any imperfections I need to fill, and I'll put one more little coat on those, and then I'm going to start getting ready to prime. This is just a normal sanding pad, a rectangular one. I know that they sell the orbital ones, which are circle. I don't know which one is easier to use. It's probably just preference for you. I just noticed that when you put new paper on it, it likes to dig. So it takes a little bit of getting used to before you can, you know, really get a rhythm going. And I'm in a small area, so it's hard to really get a rhythm going in this small area, but I gotta imagine as you would go, if you had a larger ceiling, you'd get the hang of this pretty quick. Another thing I would tell you is if you're in a small area, just get it vacuumed up quickly so you don't track it all over the house. Now I'm getting ready to spray this ceiling, and there's not much I need to cover up in here because I'm going to be painting the walls too, and I'm actually just going to try to paint all the ceiling here real quick before I put my bathtub in. So I'm just going to cover this window, and then I'm also going to cover a door just with some painter's plastic real quick and not really worry about anything else. This is my first time using a paint sprayer other than what you see me use it for with the water on my ceiling. This is the Graco X5. So one of the things I like about this paint sprayer is that I'm able to use gallon buckets. So now to start this off, is all I did is I took this tube and I'm going to dip it into the paint. Now I have the waste tube right here that I'm just putting into an empty bucket. Flip this to prime. I'm going to hit this prime button twice, and then I'm going to turn it on, and as soon as paint starts coming out this end, then we're going to shut it off. It's filling up. Okay. So now I have paint that came out. So a little bit gets wasted, not a lot. Now I'm going to take this end and I'm going to stick it right back in the paint can. And now what I need to do is I'm going to turn this to clean. And now I'm going to drain the hose of the water that's in here in the garbage bucket until I start seeing paint. Okay, I'm seeing paint. Switch it back to spray now. And we're good. Now I'm gonna do a test and make sure my spray pattern's good. And it looks good to me, so let's go spray. Okay, I'm about to have some fun. But before I do that, I want to get going here. I mean, I've always wanted to do a paint sprayer. We're going to do some more painting around the house. So I figured no better time than now than to get one and get used to it and use it in this bathroom first. So I know you're supposed to kind of just start, and as you start moving, then hit the trigger. So as I learn how to use this paint sprayer for the very first time, something that I can tell you right now, and I do address this later on in the video as I do a few more coats of paint, is first off, I'm not going slow enough. Second of all, I didn't adjust the paint sprayer enough where I was putting enough paint onto the ceiling with this first primer coat. Now I am going to back roll this, so I do correct that problem when I do the back roll, but I've slowly figured these things out as I was going, which is why I'm really glad I started using this paint sprayer in my bathroom to use it as a learning curve. But as I use this paint sprayer and continue on putting other coats on, I definitely got a lot better. And watching this part now, I'm almost embarrassed of how terrible I actually started out. But like anything, practice makes perfect. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to back roll over this to really make sure it gets embedded in there. Now I see all the painters do this, but at least in my neck of the woods, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm back rolling, especially in this alcove here where I didn't have quite as much paint. I did add paint to the roller there before I started, and of course I get a couple of boogers right away that I'll have to remove here and then re-roll over it. Up in my neck of the woods in northern Minnesota, most of the painters I see back roll. Now, I don't know so much about the ceiling, but I felt like I needed to really get this paint embedded, this primer, embedded in there so that I would have a good bond for my paint. So that's why I chose to back roll it. This might be a step that some painters would say not to do, but I decided to do it. I don't regret it. I still think the ceiling turned out great, which you'll see at the very end. I'm all done with that. Now I'm just going to protect my roller here because I'm going to use this for the ceiling. It's still white paint. It'll be just fine. I'm just going to wrap this in a plastic bag and then I'm going to let this dry. And I'm going to show you when it's all done some of the imperfections that I missed. And we'll have to fix those. So one of the benefits for me putting primer on the ceiling before I painted this was I was able to expose all of those areas that I missed. Now granted, it's a small bathroom and there was 3 or 4 of those spots that I probably should have caught. But I did catch them now. I'm going to fix them before we do the final coat of paint on there, and the ceiling is going to look great. Hey, I'm not a pro. I'm a DIYer at this. What can I say? At least I fixed it. Well, I'm not sure how I missed that one, but I know that I fixed it and it's going to look good when I'm done. I'm just glad I caught it. So now that I got some practice on that primer coat, this is my first coat of paint using the sprayer. I really started to get the hang of it. I didn't quite have the spray gun dialed in with the right amount of paint to spray. I'm still working on tweaking that. I'm also going a little bit fast here. I should be going a lot slower, but I am feeling like I've gotten a lot better by this second coat, where things were going a lot better for me, a lot more consistent on my spraying, overlapping my paint lines by 50%. Like right in here, I kind of was going a little crazy. I'm going fast, so I had to go back over everything again to thicken it up. I just need to slow down a little bit, and I'll have this. Now I am going to back roll this coat. The third coat I'm not going to back roll. I just chose to do this one more time. Now I know some of you might think that this has been a lot of work for me to do this and spray it. Why wouldn't I just roll it? Well, I don't really think it has been a lot of work, and to be honest with you, I really wanted to practice with this spray gun because I do have bigger areas to do in the future, so I thought I'd get the hang of it now. And there's always going to be small areas to paint, so that's why I'm doing this. Let's put on our final coat. I think it's looking really good so far. This is my final coat, my second coat. So 1 prime, 2 coats. This whole time I've been coming through a window with my sprayer. My sprayer's outside. I'm bringing my hose in through the window and just spraying the ceiling, and then just all the mess has been staying outside for me so far to this point. It's a little bit of a line that it's leaving, so I'm going to actually go back out and turn this up a little. Oh yeah, that's better. No, they say just overlap what you sprayed by 50%. One of the things that I've noticed is I've been trying to go too fast, and I'm starting to get the hang of that now. And it's turning out pretty nice, this last coat. Oh no. I knew that I was running out of paint, so I went outside. I noticed there was still some left in the can. I shoved the 2x4 under it to get all the paint to one side and cover that end of the hose up. I primed the system out again, and I had just enough paint to finish my last stripe. And honestly, I have a little bit left to do any touch-ups if needed. Okay, that's it. All right, so overall, I think it went really well with this sprayer. Now I'm going to show you how to clean it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take out this part, and I don't have much paint left in here, but I'm going to still show you how to do it. And I'm just going to put this into a bucket of water. Now I've got my waistline in the bucket because I want to drain all the paint that I can into the paint can. So I stuck it on prime now. Now I'm going to okay, you've seen that I got paint and then it went to water. So now I'm going to just drain this. I'm going to recycle this water through the paint, and I'm putting both tubes inside my water here. So now I just turned it on, and I'm going to let that cycle for about 60 seconds just to clean out the main part of the gunk, and then we're going to switch over to some fresh water. I'm just going to keep this bucket as my waste bucket now and stick this into clean water. Just going to clean this up a little, get some of the paint off. Now, if this was an oil-based paint, we'd be using mineral spirits to clean this, but because this was water-based, I'm using water. Now I'll just start it up again. Okay, so again, I'm going to let this run for a while until I start seeing clear water come through these tubes. It was a little over a minute before that happened. So now I'm just going to put it back to paint for a minute, and I'm going to turn this to clean out, and I'm going to just try to clean out the paint a little bit. My bucket's starting to get pretty full. I'm gonna actually go empty this real quick. can see on the side of the bucket, it's starting to clean up. I'm just gonna shut it off and I'm gonna get some all out that I possibly can. So I just pulled my tip out, start it up again. So I just played with the dial here a little bit to get it so it's not so much pressure. So that's pretty clean. So now I'm just going to clean my tip up. And that's it. And now I could switch out paint. Now it's clean. If I had to go to a different color paint or I'm just done, I can put it away now. All done. Well, here it goes. This is what it looked like when it was all done and all dry. Now this was just the beginning of this project. If you want to follow along to the other videos that I'm going to be posting on this project, hit that subscribe button and that bell so you can get notified. Hit that like button if you like this video. I'm going to be going through everything from showing you how I tore out a full-size fiberglass tub surround. I've got a bunch of plumbing that I need to reroute, and I'm going to share with you how I did that. Now that's kind of more with the DIY glasses on because I'm not a plumber, okay? I have done a little bit, but not enough where I'd call myself a pro. I have some good tips in there that I would share with you as a DIYer, so check those videos that are coming soon. And then we're going to get to that, after I set the tub, we're going to get to that tile part where I'm going to put my pro glasses back on, and I got a lot of really good easy tips for you to learn along the way. So come check out that series as I keep posting on it, and also come and check my channel out for other videos if you're looking for anything on flooring. Hey, I'm Joe Latender. I want to just say thank you for watching, and I just hope that God blesses you. I pray, God, that you bless everyone who's watching this video, them and their family, Lord. Please take care of them. If they have whatever things that they might have passing through their lives right now that they're struggling with, I pray that you're with them, Lord, and that you bless them and their family. I pray that they know who you are, Lord. And I pray for this in Jesus' name. I'm Joe Latender. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.